the last guy in the world I would ever think that would ever do that, but
Right?
it was crazy times.
But see, back then people stood up. I mean, it's
Yeah, I don't care if I'm lighting a cigarette butt on the interview.
Yeah.
That's who I am. But I gotta give these babies up.
people stood up.
Connie, what is with you? What the hell is with you? That's no with it. I'm on film. I didn't abuse him. No humping. I know it doesn't make sense to you, but try and stick with it. Okay? Yeah. I can't wait for the world in the states that have legalized it. The police are so much better. The people, there's not these problems. When I hear the problems, it's like, homelessness. They said all the homeless people are moving to Denver and there's not enough housing for them, and they're living all over. It's like they're living all over everywhere. People are becoming homeless at a rate that we can't look at. And the thing, you guys spending money chasing people down and making a pot bus when we could be having homes for these people and they could, a nice little tiny home.
But what about the jobs they create? They need brewers, they need trimmers, they need cleaners.
If they give it to the corporations, we're going to need 5 guys. If we leave it up to the individuals, we need 100. We're going to get a better product. If we do it with 100 people, we're going to get more people paying tax dollars in our state and taking corporate dollars and leaving. And just take pride in our own state. I want to have the cannabis cups with our local neighborhoods and towns. The Midgey against St. Paul. Let's have a cannabis cup and the 2 growers go. And if there's any rivalry, let's settle it like that, or with football, or Vikings, Packers,
Right.
Kush, sativa.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, But yeah, I think that would be a fun way to, like people used to have the fairs, some rides, some cannabis. I never went to the fair, from like 12, 14 on, smoking a couple of joints and all the people, and it was
munching on everything.
Yeah, the food, the people,
So, right before I left Vegas, Vegas always been wide open, so they had a bus.
But they used to be so bad. I mean, if you get caught with a couple of joints, you were in trouble. In
10 years.
Nevada, Michigan, some of these states were extremely rough,
Nevada was one of them.
Yeah.
Now they let them have, you can have a tasting.
Yeah.
You could go in there and taste the wax.
Yeah.
Taste the bud. They got a lounge.
Yeah.
So would you like to see, could you open a private bud bar like that?
Woody Harrelson just opened one in LA. And it's got to go. It's got to come. The other states had to give up being able to smoke in a social setting, and it's got to be written into the law. So we got time to get that written into our law. We got some other things that got to be written into the law for me. The home grow is one of them. Socializing. People got to be able to try it and know what they got, what they get. And you don't just sell them a $200 bag. And go, hey, if you don't like it, you can't return it.
Right. They get you too high. Everybody don't like getting too high. Some people like mellow.
Yeah. You go in a place with cement cinder blocks, no windows. You can't smell it, taste it, touch it.
Colorado's like that, but they're not in the city. You have to go.
Yeah.
You have to go out of the city, and then you got to buy a membership for that day, and it's only good for that day.
Yeah.
But it was started by just normal people. It's not owned by the state or nothing.
Co-op too has to be put into the law. To have a co-op in which, with the buying power of 100 people or 1,000 people, you can get a lot better deal, pass it on to them, either they can make money or just, but, that's got to get written into the law too, and people don't know that, hey, they're going to get used to not having one. If they don't have one, then it's going to be hard to get written into the law once the corporations get farther in and don't want the competition. They don't want Delta 8. They don't want Delta 10. They just made that illegal. I was just about to go into business in the Delta 8, 10, so that I got my delivery up and running with legal stuff, and I'm, ready to make the transition. Now they made Delta 8 illegal. It's like
they can't. They want to cover every angle.
Imagine if they took the grape and cut it into 150 different parts, and said, okay, you can only use this part of the grape, but not that part. You can only use this much of the alcohol part of the grape, but not that much of the alcohol grape, or hops. You can't have beer with it without. I got to cut off half the hop plant because there's no comparison. They would never even do it.
Why they want to break?
Why do they want to make it so hard? Why do they want to make it so hard for
They
people
don't
to
do anything
affordably
else
enjoy
like
this
that.
up and relax and use the medical value? We didn't even touched on the agricultural, industrial. That's billions. And that's why it was kept illegal, because of the billions and billions that it could be used for. Who's doing research on it? What state colleges? I haven't heard of anybody doing. Really,
Only California.
they're making rebar that the place in Florida that collapsed because of the rebar. They got cannabis rebar that doesn't rust, stronger than the rebar. I mean, renewable. We don't have to use the plants and all the, the pollution
clothes?
made to make the steel, and all the pollution made to make, clothing. It's better than Levi's. I mean, when they came up with Levi's, it was like, hey, this is the toughest thing, except for canvas. Canvas is tougher than corduroy or blue jeans or denim. But to have it mixed in there, denim and hemp.
Easy, boy.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Gandhi, what is with you?
I got that on
Did somebody give you a Viagra? Huh?
He is humping it. I told you.
He doesn't usually do that. I mean, usually it's like one hump. He's a one hump guy, but wow, Gandhi.